What's up, everybody? This is Chris from Chris Eastern Travels. Today we're at a Korean barbecue. We're at Q Pot over on the corner of Capitol Expressway and Silver Creek. So I'm here for lunch. I think it's $22 per person, which, considering what you're about to eat, it is a fantastic deal. They bring out all the banchan, which is like all those little kimchi bowls, the little side dishes, and it's all you can eat meat, essentially. Yeah, I'm about to get stuffed. So today we're gonna order through the screen. I'm gonna start with the finger short ribs, some bulgogi. You can order, there's some seafood, some shrimp. Let's do the garlic shrimp. Let's do the pork cheek also. Alright, so they also have a sauce bar here, so let's go grab some sauces. Alright, so I got two really simple sauces. This one is just soy sauce with sesame oil and sesame seeds. And this one is soy sauce, sesame oil, Thai chilies, green onions, and garlic. All right, and then our food just came out. So I've got shrimp. This looks like the bulgogi, the pork jowl, and that would be the rib finger meat. All right, so let's toss them on the grill. So we're gonna toss a little bit of everything on there. So let's start with the rib finger meat, pork jowl, shrimp. This grill is ripping hot right now. Get some of this bulgogi on there. All right, along with the stuff that you order, there's a bunch of kimchi and another bunch of other banchan. And I got some white rice and some of this rice paper. So we're just gonna wrap up some of the meats in there. Flip some of this meat. Oh yeah, that is ripping hot. There's a nice sear on there. Oh yeah, that's a nice sear. Gonna take some of this rice paper, throw some of the bulgogi in there. Let's go with this. Let's go with the sesame oil and soy sauce. Alright, that bulgogi is delicious. Super tender, a little bit of soy sauce flavor. There's normally sesame in the marinade. Not sure exactly what they put in there, but a little on the sweeter side, but it's freaking delicious. And also, if you guys are not familiar with Korean barbecue, they give you scissors, which is super helpful for cutting up the bigger pieces. Do the bulgogi with other sauce. Okay, let's do the bulgogi. Oh, that's hot. I probably should have let that sit for a bit. Oh, that bulgogi with some rice, that alone is a really good lunch. Okay, try some of the shrimp. That shrimp is super snappy, pretty freaking delicious. The one I got was the garlic shrimp, so just a lot of garlic flavor, nice snappy shrimp. Digging it. Getting some nice char on that to be nice and crispy. So I just pulled the rib meat off. See if you guys can see that. Got a nice little sear on there. Put it into smaller chunks here. There you go. That's the rib meat. Got a nice little medium rare on there. Let's go ahead and dunk it into the spicier sauce. So again, the rice paper. So the piece for the rib meat, wrap it up in there. Oh, before it slips out. Oh man, that rib meat's good. So, if you guys aren't familiar with the rib finger meat, sounds weird. It's the meat that's in between the bones on a rib. Basically, that meat is very similar to a ribeye. It's basically considered like the edge of the ribeye, but it's in between the two bones of a set of beef ribs. So, yeah, that's the rib meat. It's not going to be as tender as a ribeye, but It's still really delicious, super flavorful, really beefy. Cut some of this. Again, this is the pork jowl, so it's gonna be a little fatty, porky goodness, small bite-sized chunks. So some shrimp on there. So there's the raw shrimp. Put some more of that on there. So this is the bulgogi. Some of that on here. All right. So there's the pork jowl. If it'll focus. There you go. So got a nice little crispiness to it. Let's go with the rice. So dip it in some sauce. So if you never had pork jowl, think of pork head. It's this section right here, right below the cheek. Super fatty, very porky flavor. Lots of pork flavor, lots of fat. Think of it almost as a thick cut bacon, but with just one solid piece of fat, one solid piece of meat, rather than like the stripes that you see on bacon. But oh man, that is delicious. Just gonna pull all of it off before it gets too burnt and crispy. Oh man, that is so good. Take some of this rice paper, throw a couple pieces of it. That pork jowl is so good. It's so fatty and just flavorful. Alright, so this other sauce, the soy sauce one, put a ton of sesame seeds in there, so you got little crunchiness to it. Alright, so one thing I will say, if you come here by yourself, be warned, the portions that they bring out are pretty big. I would say these are the portions that I would normally see at Korean barbecue if you've got three people sitting at one table. So be careful how much you order. Throw some more of this bulgogi on there. So far, this is definitely my favorite one. Their marinade is really good. There's actually a tiny bit of spice to it. Let's grab some of this rice paper. So if you guys aren't familiar with rice paper, it actually, oh, that's, all right, I broke it. That's super pliable, literally rice paper. Has a little bit of kind of this soft, tender chewiness to it. So throw some of this bulgogi on there. If I can actually fold it with my chopsticks. It's not working out. There we go. Not really much flavor to it, but it's really good for wrapping a bunch of meat in there and eating it. That bulgogi is delicious. All right, so I feel like I'm gonna be in some hurt after this. So I've already filled up this grill like 2, 3 times. Just how much I still have. Almost done with the rib finger meat. Barely made a dent in the pork jowl so far. Barely made a dent in the shrimp. Luckily, I think I've pretty much finished off the bulgogi other than what's on the grill right now. So yeah, no joke. They give you big portions on what you order. So I'm gonna finish up eating here. I've got way too much food to actually try to finish. I'm gonna try to shove as much of it into my mouth as possible. But I'll come back to you guys once I'm done here, let you guys know what I think. All right, so back in my car for the final review. Pretty solid place, especially for, I think it was actually $22.99. I said $22 earlier. That was for lunchtime during a weekday. Really good meats. My only complaint, and this is gonna sound like a really weird complaint, is that the portions were too big. The only reason I say that as kind of a complaint is I would have liked to have tried more items off of their menu. I ended up only eating 4 different things, primarily just because there was no way I was going to be able to finish all of it. So I ordered the pork jowl, bulgogi, the rib finger meat, and garlic shrimp. There were still plenty of items on the menu that I didn't even get to try, just because if I did order any more, there was no way I was going to finish even half of it. As it was with those 4 items, I still left a little bit on each of those plates. So It was a lot of food. So really, that's the only thing that I have to complain about it. Service was great. My waitress was super attentive. She kept coming by, checking on me, asking if I wanted to change out the grill, if I needed anything extra. Definitely, I would come here again. I would probably bring a couple more people because there's no way I'm gonna be able to even finish probably even 3 of those items by myself without being miserable and needing to take a nap afterwards. So, highly recommend Q-Pot. It's been here for quite a while. I've been driving past it on a regular basis. Finally decided to stop here. But really good Korean barbecue. I'm glad that it's actually close to where I live. So I'm probably going to end up coming out here more often, especially when I got that craving for the bulgogi. By far, hands down, that was the number one item that I got. The garlic shrimp was really good, but I would probably put the pork jowl right above it just because I like that fatty, crispy, kind of bacony texture. But yeah, definitely go check it out. It's right on the corner of Capitol and Silver Creek. Give it a shot. Bring multiple people because one person is not going to be able to eat a whole lot here by themselves just because the plates are so big. Whew. All right, that was a lot of food. So if you guys like this type of content, give me a subscribe, comment, like this video, and then we'll see where I go next. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.